Hello and welcome back to my channel. So we're going to be talking about foods that help to heal our womb and the importance of it. And why are we having this conversation? Because womb health is important. And unfortunately, these conversations are not being had. There are so many women who are impacted. In fact, most women who have a womb are going to be impacted by overall womb health, womb conditions, fibroids, cysts, heavy menstrual bleeding, and a number of womb health conditions, and are going to be faced without answers, without a reliable resource, without a trustworthy network, without someone whom they can talk to get information, education, and answers. And that's, to me, very sad, especially for us as Black women, because you know what? When it comes to our womb health, we are facing a disparity with regard to our womb health. African American women in particular are 2 to 3 times more likely to suffer from fibroids. And with that, 8 out of 10 women in general are going to have fibroids over the course of their life. Think about that. That means that if you're standing in a room with 10 women, that 8 of them are likely to have fibroids. If you are standing in a room with 100 women, 80 of them are likely to have fibroids. So why are we not having this conversation? Why is it still so difficult to find information about things that we can do to help to protect our womb, take care of our womb, and prevent us from undergoing invasive, massive surgical procedures where we're being told that we just need to throw our whole uterus in the garbage? That's garbage. That is garbage. So before I get into that, let me just tell you a little bit about who I am. My name is Nicola Shawn, and I am a nurse practitioner with a background in family medicine. More importantly, I'm a woman with a womb, and I have a mother who has a womb, and aunties, and sisters, and friends. And based on the evidence, based on the research, a large amount of us as Black women are facing conditions of our uterus, and we need to be having these conversations. We need to be armed with the information, the education, the knowledge to know how to approach these conditions. And certainly we want to seek the advice of our physicians, but we also want to seek the advice of our elders and of other women with wombs who have gone down the path before us, who can give us advice, who can help us, who can walk along beside us and help us to better understand our bodies and not always look to someone else to know more about us than we know about us. So on this channel, I'm helping Black women ages 40 and over to create the life that we want to live rather than the one that has been assigned to us. And I talk about things related to health and wellness, nutrition, and generally want to arm us as Black women with the information, the education, and the advocacy that we need to live our best lives. So let's talk a little bit about 10 foods that you can add to your list to help heal your womb. 1, organic foods. So by eating organic foods, you're reducing your exposure to chemicals, pesticides, and other things that we know are not beneficial, not only to our overall health, but to our womb and all of that. Number 2, cruciferous vegetables. Cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, bok choy, Brussels sprouts. I mean, the list goes on and on. But these vegetables are rich in phytoestrogens. And phytoestrogens have the ability to compete with your body's estrogen, and bring down the estrogen levels. And that's one of the things that is beneficial to helping to heal your wound, especially if you're someone who's suffering from womb conditions like fibroids, heavy bleeding, those types of things. Green leafy vegetables. So green leafy vegetables like spinach, kale, collards, those help to maintain an alkaline balance in your uterus, and also provide minerals so that your uterus can function optimally under all conditions, no matter what season of life you're in, whether you're in the season of pre-childbirth and you're hoping to become pregnant, or you're in the season of, post-childbirth and you're perimenopausal or you're postmenopausal. Adding green leafy vegetables, I'm sure you've heard, you can't go wrong. There are so many ways that you can add green leafy vegetables to your diet on a daily basis. For me, I try to incorporate a salad every day, but I also like to add green juice. Sometimes, eating a lot of greens, especially raw greens, can get boring, monotonous, not very exciting. But so being able to change it up through juicing has definitely been one thing that I have enjoyed, in a way that I'm getting some of those green vegetables into my diet on a consistent basis. Green tea. Green tea has been shown to be beneficial for overall womb health and healing. It's filled with antioxidants that help to maintain a healthy uterus, but also there's research that suggests that consuming green tea on a regular basis helps to reduce womb conditions such as fibroids, and can reduce the number of fibroids in some women. Now, the next that I have on my list is beta carotene rich foods. So this is like carrots and sweet potatoes. Adding these to your diet on a regular basis are definitely going to improve your womb health and overall health as well. Next, I have vitamin D. So vitamin D is really good for your overall womb health. There are a few different ways in which you can get vitamin D. You may need to supplement, especially depending on where you live in the world. For us as African Americans, we're definitely more prone to being deficient in vitamin D. For me, I know that I personally just supplement my vitamin D every winter, because there's no way that I'm going to get enough vitamin D from the sun in the climate in which I live, where we have 6 months of winter and 9 months if you if you include the fall, which is more like winter, fall and spring, which is more like winter in this part of the country. But vitamin D you can also get through fish or fish oil supplements. If you're someone who eats fish, salmon, or if you're someone who eats eggs, that's very rich in vitamin D as well. Next, I have whole grains. Whole grains, definitely you want to go for organic. When it comes to your overall health, especially if you are working against things such as tumors, and to be clear, fibroids are a benign tumor, right? They're a tumor, they're a growth. You definitely want to eliminate your exposure to chemicals. Now, we don't have control over everything in our environment, but one of the things that we can control is reducing the amount of chemicals that we put into our body through our food. So as we're selecting whole grains and fresh vegetables and fresh fruits, avoiding adding chemicals is going to be essentially important on this journey as well. So whole grains such as legumes, beans, and lentils, they're really, really rich in dietary fiber and help to reduce excess estrogen from your body, to prevent things such as the further development of fibroids or other uterine conditions and womb conditions, cysts, and those types of things as well. Next on my list, I have citrus fruits, in particular lemons. So we all know that lemons are really high in vitamin C and they help to boost our immune system, but did you know they're also good for your womb health? They have been shown to aid in the immunity of your uterus and to overall aid and facilitate a more healthy uterine environment through the reduction of bacteria, prevention of infection, and those things as well. Next on my list, I have berries. Berries like cherries, blackberries, blueberries are all high in vital nutrients and benefit a healthy, healed womb environment. And finally, what I have on my list is nuts and seeds. So adding something like quinoa, flax seeds, cashew nuts, walnuts, those are all rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which are beneficial to our overall womb health. So if you are having symptoms or concerns that you may have something going on with your womb, definitely go in and see your doctor. And if you've seen your doctor and you haven't gotten anywhere, go and see someone else. Go and see somebody else. If you haven't watched my video on how to get your doctor to listen to you, be sure to watch that video. I'll put it in the link below. But it is important that we as women recognize that we are our own best advocate. We know our bodies more than anyone else, and we have to stop giving the power and the control over our bodies and our health over to other people. Our health is in our hands, and on this channel, we're taking back our health and our nutrition, and we are designing a life, one in which we are flourishing and healthy and living our best lives out here. So with that being said, thank you so much for joining me. Please share this video with someone that you know. Share it with your daughter, your sister, your friend, your auntie, your mother, and let's have some conversations. If you have had or are dealing with issues related to your womb health, why don't you leave a comment? Tell me about your experience. Tell me about things that have worked for you. Are there things that you have changed in your diet that have been helping, that have been working? Please share those things. We need to talk. We need to be advocating for one another and sharing our knowledge and our wisdom and passing it on to our daughters. So thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.